The weather is about to turn very active across Kentucky as severe thunderstorms and heavy rains are likely today and tomorrow. Welcome to the Bluegrass Weather Report for Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. I'm meteorologist Shane Smith. Glad to be with you, and we've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. We go to Radar Omega, and you can see right now we are dry across the Commonwealth, but a stationary front has stalled out on top of us, and off to our west, an area of low pressure is developing back towards Denver, Colorado. Now, this storm system is going to continue to grow and develop over the next 24 hours and right along that frontal boundary and eventually make its way into Kentucky late on your Wednesday afternoon and early evening. And as it moves in, the ingredients are coming together for the potential of severe weather. That's why I'm doing another video update tonight. I know we had one yesterday, but I wanted to get another one out as we do have some updated information that has come into play, and we do have a heightened risk of both severe weather and flash flooding on Wednesday. Let's take a look at those. First, the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. This is for Wednesday, today, as most of y'all will be watching this, January 18th, 2023. And you can see they have a marginal risk from Lexington back to Louisville, back to Bowling Green, Hopkinsville, and Morganfield, and Madisonville. This is for the potential of severe weather. Main concern, damaging winds, heavy rain. But off in far western Kentucky near Paducah, Mayfield, Murray, we actually have a slight risk of severe weather. That's a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. And there is a greater risk of wind damage and heavy rain there, and also the potential of an isolated tornado. There is going to be a lot of shear in the atmosphere tomorrow as these storms roll in. And as we saw with the thunderstorms last Thursday, a little bit of spin this time of year can quickly cause some quick spin up EF1 tornadoes that can cause some damage and be very troublesome. Now, if that wasn't enough to worry about, we've also got the potential for flash flooding. In fact, a large chunk of the state, from Cincinnati to Louisville to Bowling Green over to Paducah, is under a slight risk of excessive rain. Excuse me. That is an elevated risk of flash flooding. So not only do we have the storm potential and the damaging wind potential, but we also have the potential of heavy rain leading to high water problems. So let's map it out, how it all plays out using the high resolution rapid refresh model. We take you through the overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday morning. 6, 7 o'clock, you wake up. It's a dry and mild morning across the bluegrass. Temperatures are likely going to be into the 50s for most of the state tomorrow morning as you wake up, or at least mid 40s. But then, as we go into the afternoon, notice showers and thunderstorms develop in western Kentucky by around 2 or 3 o'clock local time and begin to push eastward. And as that low pressure gets closer and those storms can tap into more of that energy in the upper atmosphere, they may begin to rotate a little bit. I think if we're going to see severe weather tomorrow, it's going to be between 2 o'clock Central Time and about 11 o'clock Central Time for areas west of I-65. Now, if this holds together into eastern Kentucky, which the models are showing it kind of falling apart, we're not going to see it here in eastern Kentucky until early Thursday morning, maybe 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and the storm shouldn't be as strong at that point. But I really want to draw your attention to this time frame in the afternoon today on Wednesday. So let's map this out. 2 p.m., Paducah and Evansville, storms possible. 4 p.m. local time. This is Central Time. Evansville, Paducah, Clarksville, Madisonville, Hopkinsville. Potential for strong storms. Here comes that best chance between 6, 7, and 8 p.m. as that line pushes towards E-Town, Louisville, Bowling Green. If you're going to see severe weather along the I-65 corridor, it's likely going to be between 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock on Wednesday. And then as this line pushes eastward after midnight, it should die down in intensity. Now, one thing I want to show you I mentioned the amount of shear in the atmosphere. What is shear? Shear is a difference in wind speed and wind direction at different layers of the atmosphere. Look at it like this. On this map, we've got wind markers in the red for at the surface, in the blue at 850 millibars. That's 5,000 feet up in the atmosphere. And then the black arrows are closer to 10 to 15,000 feet in the atmosphere. So notice as we go from the surface, during the afternoon tomorrow, we've got a very weak southerly to southeasterly wind at the lower levels of the atmosphere, but at the higher levels of the atmosphere, we're getting a very fast, in excess of 50 to 70 knot wind coming in from the west. So this is creating both shear in direction and in speed. And it's kind of like if you had a pencil or maybe an ink pen and held it in your hand. And watch this. I'm going to hold my bottom hand still because that's like wind at the surface. And then at the top, with it going faster, notice how that creates that roll? That is what we'll see in the wind profile in the atmosphere. Watch it one more time. Slow at the surface, fast aloft, it causes that spin. When you get that spin with a draft with a thunderstorm, it kicks it up and can cause a tornado. So that's why we have that elevated risk of severe weather tomorrow in western Kentucky, is because of that shear, that difference in wind speed and direction from the surface to the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Now that should calm down as we go into the overnight hours, but in that time frame from around 2 p.m. to, let's say, 10 p.m. in western Kentucky, that's when we're targeting the best chance of severe weather. Then we've also got the heavy rain potential. Check out how much rain we can see according to the HRRR model. E-Town, 1.5 inches. Louisville, 1.25 inches. Evansville, 1.25 inches. Paducah, almost 1.75 inches. And just across the river, more than 2 inches. So there is the potential of heavy rain with these storms. And even isolated storms could put down more than that. You see some of those bands showing 2 to 3 inches there in that reddish orange color. So a very active weather day on Wednesday. You want to stay weather aware. You want to have multiple ways to get severe weather warnings. Don't count on hearing the sirens. Have at least an app, maybe two, to get your weather information. Now, not only do we have that severe weather, things look interesting in the long run. Let's go ahead and play it forward with the European model. So here comes the thunderstorms tomorrow. We've already talked about them. That should clear the region by Thursday. We're dry by Thursday afternoon. Friday we're dry and cooler. That little bit of cooler air gets drug in from Canada from this storm system. Then as we go towards Sunday, an area of low pressure spins up along the Gulf Coast. And how exactly this low plays out, still in question. But this could lead to rain to snow Sunday to Monday. All going to depend on the intensity and the track of that low. And then, hold on, Katie bar the door, another, Gulf low potentially developing next week. Now this is showing, the models are showing it missing us, but yesterday they had it right on top. I still think we're not out of the woods for missing that midweek storm next week. So a very active weather pattern is taking shape across the Commonwealth. We are talking severe weather on Wednesday today, and rain tapers off Thursday. We then have dry weather Friday and Saturday, wintry weather and maybe rain Sunday to Monday, and then watching what happens with that midweek storm next week. So if you enjoy the type of content we're putting out, if you're finding value in this, and if you want to stay up to date on the latest weather conditions in Kentucky, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'm going to be posting a lot of updates, may do a short or two towards the end of the week and as we get into the weekend. And I'm going to try to keep you guys ahead of the storm. We don't want to scare you, but we do want you to prepare. What that means is have a plan of action in case severe weather moves into your area. Have some supplies ready, know what you need to do. And for tomorrow's severe weather, or today, as you're watching this on Wednesday, the main threats: gusty winds, heavy rain, isolated tornadoes. So prepare for that, especially in far western Kentucky, west of the I-65 corridor. Keep it right here with meteorologist Shane Smith in the Bluegrass Weather Report. I'll keep you up to date on the latest weather happenings. And until next time, take care and stay weather aware.